వంతమైనది మనిషి ఆలోచనలు. అయితే మన ఆలోచనలకు అంతని స్థాయిలో అనునిత్యం కొత్త పొంతలు తొక్కుతున్న టెక్నాలజీని కాలానుగుణంగా అనుసరించే వారి భవిష్యత్తు మాత్రం ఉజ్వలం అని అనడంలో సందేహం లేదు. నేటి మరియు రేపటి టెక్నాలజీ అంతా ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అండ్ మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ మరియు డేటా సైన్స్ మీదే ఆధారపడి నడుస్తుంది అని ఎంతమందికి తెలుసు? చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో 2020-21 విద్యా సంవత్సరం నుండి లేటెస్ట్ టెక్నాలజీకి అనుగుణంగా బీటెక్ లో కొత్త కోర్సుని చదువుకునే ఓ అద్భుత అవకాశం. నాక్ అక్రిడేషన్ మరియు 5 పేటెంట్స్ కలిగిన చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ విభాగంలో ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అండ్ మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ లో 120 సీట్లు మరియు డేటా సైన్స్ లో 60 సీట్లు కలవు. కౌన్సిలింగ్ కోడ్ CHBR. నాణ్యమైన ఇంజనీరింగ్ విద్యతో పాటు 100% ఉద్యోగ అవకాశాలు కల్పిస్తున్న ఏకైక విద్యా సంస్థ చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్, చేబ్రోలు, గుంటూరు, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్.
The Department of ECE, Chebrol Engineering College, Gurubhyo Namaha, Biomedical Engineering, JNTUK syllabus, unit number 4, tonometer for high pressure measurement. So tonometer for high pressure measurement. So it is a test, psychological test of ophthalmology. And this tonometry or tonometer test used to determine the intraocular pressure, IOP. So that is intraocular pressure, IOP, is measured with the help of this procedure, tonometry or tonometer or some tonometry. So in our syllabus, we have tonometer for eye pressure measurement. So take snapshot, tonometer for eye pressure measurement. So the main intention or objective of this test equals to calculation or identification, determine intraocular pressure. So these are the classifications of tonometry. So number 1 is direct method and number 2 indirect method. And again direct method reclassified as indentation and plantation. So indirect method called manometer. So in our syllabus we have only direct methods, indentation and plantation. So another name for indentation is called tonometer and application Goldman tonometer. So these are the two tonometer devices to evaluate, to measure the intraocular pressure for the human eye. So in applantation tonometer, we have contact type tonometer and non-contact category tonometer. Again, contact reclassified into Goldman, Perkins, and a non-contact tonometer are reclassified into air puff and pulse air. So take snapshot. So these are the category table for applantation tonometer. So this is the indentation tonometer. So we have this indentation tonometer. So another name for this tonometer is called tonometer. This is the basic structure for Scalge tonometer or Scalge tonometry. So this has it is a device. So 1905, Scalge invented this tonometer. So this tonometer has parts: foot plate, plunger, weight scale, holder, so needle, and measurement scale. So this tonometer consists of a handle for holding the instrument vertical position on the cornea, foot plate which rest on the cornea, plunger which moves inside the foot plate, and a bent lever whose short lever rests on plunger. Bent lever whose short lever rests on plunger, and a long arm act as a pointer needle. So it is based upon some fundamental fact. The plunger will intend a soft eye more than hard eye. So generally it is invented by Short. So that is 1905, and revised model 1927. So 1927 revised tonometer, indentation tonometer is available for measurement. PPT and voice మీ screens మీద. So this is the test, how the Scalge tonometer examination performed on the patient. So the patient should be anesthetized. So 14% of lignocaine or 0.5% of proparasin. So these are the anesthesia medicine. And the second step, with the patient in supine position. So looking up at a fixation target, while examiner separates the lid and lower the tonometer plate to rest on the cornea, so that plunger is free to move. So in this way, we have to perform this initial procedure. So initially 5.5 grams. So weight is initially used. So if the scale reading is 4 or less, so the additional weight is incorporated on the tonometer device. So while we performing this test, so the foot plate of tonometer and the lever of the plunger should be sterilized in hot water for 30 minutes. So the eye whose intraocular eye pressure is to be measured, so that should be anesthetized. So the tonometer is held in the left hand and the footplate is made to rest on the cornea. So the reading on the scale is recorded by the needle. So it is customary to start with this weight for 5 grams. So however, if the scale reading is less than 1 degree, so then the weight may be increased up to 7.5 grams to 10 grams. So if the weight is increased, so then a conversion table should be used. So by using this method, so these are the advantages. Very simple procedure, proper portable device, no need for a slit lamp or power supply. So majority of medical ophthalmologist, they will follow this indentation tonometer.
Shots indentation is shown, and it has got
This is some video
footplate,
clip regarding
the barrel
indentation tonometer.
holder with which you hold it on the scale represents low intraocular pressure. It has got footplate, the barrel holder with which you hold it, plunger where you put weights, lever arm, weight 7.5 and 10 grams, the needle and the scale. Reading on the scale represents 0 reading on the scale represents high intraocular pressure, and higher number on the scale represents low intraocular pressure. It works on the principle of indentation.
So in this way, the concerned doctor will perform this Scolge tonometer. So let us proceed.
That when you indent central cornea with already known weights, you can predict the pressure inside the eye. Thus the video. In this video, we will show you 3 patients. First, vernal keratoconjunctivitis, a child with normal intraocular pressure. After each measurement, clean the footplate that touches the cornea with spirit-soaked cotton swab. Now make the patient supine. Tell him to hold the right hand thumb in front of the eye. Fixate on that thumb. Put topical drops in both eyes. Then test the tonometer on the test block, that whether tonometer is functioning accurately or not by pressing the foot plate on the test block.
So this is the tonometer. It's called the tonometer.
In tonometer box and held tonometer upright. If it points 0 on the scale, like here you can see on the screen, it means it is accurate. Again, on the test block, we are pressing and the scale shows 0 reading. So it means that the needle is freely movable and the tonometer is functioning. Tell the patient to relax, don't move the eye. With the left hand, stabilize the right hand, and the patient should gaze straight ahead towards the right hand thumb. Now gently press the foot plate on the cornea by gently opening the lids. Tell the patient to calm down. Now with the tonometer pressed on the left cornea, the scale shows 5. Elevate it and gently put it again few times. If you are performing accurately, the reading will come same. Like here, again and again, the reading comes 5. Now we are putting 10 gram weight into the plunger, and we will take again 3 or 4 readings. And now if you see the scale, the reading is coming 11 or 12. So all 4 times on the left cornea reading is same. Make sure that the tonometer is not inclined towards one side and it is held upright. Now on the right eye with 10 gram weight we are taking 3 or 4 readings and the reading is 11. Now we are removing the weight and the reading is 6, 3 or 4 times. So this patient had normal intraocular pressure when compared the readings on Short's calculation chart. So thanks God this patient has not developed steroid induced glaucoma. Because steroid-induced glaucoma is one of the common findings in the vernal keratoconjunctivitis patients. So with the weight was 11 and 12 and without weight the reading was 5, 6 and when compared the intraocular pressure on the calculation chart it was normal. Short's calculation chart. Glaucoma. Because steroid-induced glaucoma is one of the common findings in the vernal keratoconjunctivitis patients. So with the weight the reading was 11 and 12 and without weight the reading was 5, 6 and when compared the intraocular pressure on the calculation chart it was normal. Short's calculation chart. Like 5 means 16, 17 IOP. Now the next patient is also vernal keratoconjunctivitis patient. We have confirmed that the tonometer is functioning. After each use clean the foot plate with spirit soaked gas. And but this patient unfortunately had got high intraocular pressure. So we are showing you that how the needle shows the high intraocular pressure. When you gently press on the cornea, you can see without weights the needle is pointing 0. The needle is pointing 0. 4, 5 times and all readings are on the zeros. Almost 6, 7 times we have confirmed and the reading is on the 0. So now again with a 10 gram weight we are checking and with a 10 gram weight still the reading the tonometer showed 3. So this patient, the second patient had 50 plus intraocular pressure on Short's indentation. Now the third patient is high myope with glaucoma without weight. The reading is 3 in the left eye. That is without weight. You can see that the reading is on the 3. You can see. And now on the right eye the reading is on 0. On the right eye the reading is almost pointing 0. The reading is 0. These are necessary to confirm that where the needle points more frequently. Now we are showing you that you should put the foot plate in the center of the cornea. How? Here you can see the foot plate. That's how you should place the foot plate in the center of the cornea to get accurate readings. And here again in both eyes. So then with a 10 gram weight you should confirm your readings, because if the intraocular pressure coincides with and without weight on the calculation chart, it means that you have taken the accurate reading. So now it is 5 in the right eye, and almost 8 9 on the left eye. So that's the chart that compares the readings on 5 gram. 5 gram is inbuilt, then 7.5 gram, and then 10 grams from 0 to 20. So that's how you get the readings. In the third patient, it was between 35 to 40. Thank you very much.
At the Hope Clinic, you'll use one of the eye care devices. If a silver eye care case is not in your room, it is likely outside in the hallway. Probes for the device are inside the case. Use a new probe for each patient. Insert the eye care probe as shown. If desired, you can use the forehead support and adjust the length with the wheel at the top of the device.
So next one is Apple tone tonometers. Apple tone tonometers. Number one is Goldman tonometer, Perkins Appleton tonometer, and pneumatic tonometer and tonopen. So these are the widely used tonometers for applanation tonometers. So some theory about Goldman tonometer. Really, this type of Goldman tonometer invented in 1954 based upon Imbert Flickla. So the basic principle in Goldman tonometer, which is pressure inside this ideal sphere. So pressure equals to force per flat on area, and it is the most popular category tonometer and accurate tonometer. So this is the technique. So this is the way how this tonometer will works out. So before some anesthesia will be given to the patient eye. So the cornea and biprisms are illuminated with the cobalt somewhat of blue light. So biprisms just touches the apex of cornea. So at this point, two semicircles are viewed through this prism. So in this way, this test will be performed.
Hold the eye care device approximately a ½ centimeter from the patient's pupil, parallel to the floor and not tilted up or down. Press the lower button on the device to take a measurement. The probe will touch the patient's eye and you will hear a short beep. 6 measurements are needed for an intraocular pressure reading. If you successfully obtain an IOP reading, you will hear a longer beep. The IOP will be displayed on the back of the device. Next to the pressure reading will be a P with a dash. If the dash is an underscore, then this is a reliable reading. If the dash is in the middle and the pressure is greater than 19, repeat the measurement. If the dash is at the top, then repeat the measurement. Here's another example of how it might look and sound in a patient encounter.
Could you look straight ahead and keep your eyes open?
After measuring both eyes, discard the probe in the sharps container. After measuring both eyes, discard the probe in the sharps container by pressing the measurement button. On the chart, there is a line to record the intraocular pressure for each eye, as well as the time and method of measurement. Remember, OD stands for right eye and OS stands for the left eye. We record the time because there can be variation in the IOP depending on time of day. For the method of measurement, simply write eye care. For reference, the normal IOP is considered to be within 8 and 21 millimeters of mercury. Some important points to remember include making sure the eye care probe is positioned parallel to the floor and not tilted upward or downward while taking a measurement. If this is the case, the error E04 will display on the back of the device. Similarly, holding the probe too far from the eye will result in an E02 error displayed on the device. If you encounter either of these errors, check the positioning of the device and repeat the measurement. Be careful in how you describe this test, as telling the patient that the probe will touch their eye may make them nervous. If a patient specifically asks about the probe touching the eye, it may be helpful to say that the probe touches the tear film and the patient will not feel it. Finally, if you need to help hold the patient's eyelids open, do not press directly on the globe. This could lead to a falsely elevated pressure. You can pull the edge of the eyelid up to the brow bone and hold it there instead of putting any pressure on the eyeball itself.
Like this, in this way, we performed this test. So the applanation forces against the cornea that should be adjusted until inner edges of two semicircle just touches. So they have to adjust. See here the variation between figure A, figure B, figure C. In figure A, two semicircles are very good apart, but figure number B, so two semicircles are somewhat of closure. So figure number 3, so the inner circles are adjusted such that both are comes very closer to another eye. So these are the some errors. So these are the some errors in this test, some patient side and technical side. And these are the advantages with this Appleton method, very high accurate. So do not requires spin position and a portable device, and not disadvantages are costly. So next one is some Perkins tonometer.
అంతమైనది మనిషి ఆలోచనలు. అయితే మన ఆలోచనలకు అందని స్థాయిలో అనునిత్యం కొత్త పుంతలు తొక్కుతున్న టెక్నాలజీని కాలానుగుణంగా అనుసరించే వారి భవిష్యత్తు మాత్రం ఉజ్వలం అని అనడంలో సందేహం లేదు. నేటి మరియు రేపటి టెక్నాలజీ అంతా ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అండ్ మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ మరియు డేటా సైన్స్ మీదే ఆధారపడి నడుస్తుంది అని ఎంతమందికి తెలుసు? చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో 2020-21 విద్యా సంవత్సరం నుండి లేటెస్ట్ టెక్నాలజీకి అనుగుణంగా బీటెక్ లో కొత్త కోర్సుని చదువుకునే ఓ అద్భుత అవకాశం. నాక్ అక్రిడేషన్ మరియు 5 పేటెంట్స్ కలిగిన చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజీలో కంప్యూటర్ సైన్స్ విభాగంలో ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ అండ్ మెషిన్ లెర్నింగ్ లో 120 సీట్లు మరియు డేటా సైన్స్ లో 60 సీట్లు కలవు. కౌన్సిలింగ్ కోడ్ CHBR. నాణ్యమైన ఇంజనీరింగ్ విద్యతో పాటు 100% ఉద్యోగ అవకాశాలు కల్పిస్తున్న ఏకైక విద్యా సంస్థ చేబ్రోల్ ఇంజనీరింగ్ కాలేజ్, చేబ్రోలు, గుంటూరు, ఆంధ్రప్రదేశ్.
Thank you for all the participants for this video session.